Hi, you guys. This is Allison hanging out in my space to craft. This is the page I just finished, and it's time to make a card. I'm not loving that collage paper. It's not speaking to me for a card. It's just a little too much, but look at the other side. It's this beautiful black on cream print, and so I'm going to make use of it. I've pulled from my stash a an embossed tone-on-tone black cardstock. I've used this on this type of paper from this paper kit, paper pad, quite a few layouts as backgrounds and things like that. So I'm just cutting a mat, and then I'm going to take advantage of the strips that I have left, and I'm going to make 3 stripes across this card base. Trying to make sure everything's the same height. And even though these are florals, the card comes out appropriate for masculine or an anniversary or something like that. So I'm liking the look of that, and I also found a scrap of black satin ribbon. And here I decide to trim off a little bit so that I get some border above and below. Because of the embossing, sometimes the tape adhesive does not work great on this paper, so I am using my art glitter glue on here. So I do this by placing the 2 outside ones where I want them and then centering the middle one between them. And that works pretty well. And then I'm going to use this ribbon. I'm just going to tie a knot in it. I'm not going to do a bow, but the knot gives it a little more dimension and a little pizzazz rather than just a strip of ribbon across it. So the challenge is getting, it's one-sided ribbon, so the challenge is getting the knot to look like I want it in the right direction. So I think I have to retie it. Do some twisting, get the right side showing. And I'm pretty happy with that. So you can see by doing a knot instead of a bow, it keeps it, appropriate for a guy, if you will. So I'm using my red line tape for the ribbon. I do like to use that for ribbon. It's super adhesive. You will not be pulling it up once it's down. It works really well. And I use it to tuck ribbon on the back side as well. So even if I want ribbon looser on the front side, I'll use that red line ribbon on the back. So just adhering that down and then tucking the back side so we don't get fraying. And on the back side, I did use thicker red line tape. I used some thin on the front just so there wouldn't be any sticking out, no risk of it. So lower risk on the front, but on the back, I'm going for the thicker stuff. This red line ribbon is great if you're doing folios or something like that where you need really strong stick. Now I was thinking about popping this up because of the ribbon, but I end up not because I am going to pop up the sentiment. So I'm using some cream. So my base is a vanilla. This is a little darker, but it's a better match for the background of that paper. So I'm just going to set it in here, and I go off to find a sentiment. That was edited. I wasn't that quick finding a sentiment. Pretty quick though. So I'm just looking at this set. It has some nice bold words on it, and I think I end up with I don't remember what the sentiment says. We'll see in a minute. I'm going to emboss it just because that background paper was embossed as well, and so it goes along with it. When I do embossing, I like to use if I'm doing black on something, I use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and then I use clear embossing, and it works great. And you don't have to worry about, sticky powder on your paper showing up. So I've heat embossed it, and I used a kind of a ribbony looking or banner die cut, and I've decided to make 2 of them. I don't have nested ones of these, so I'm going to do a trick and just use it as a shadow on the other one. So I just decided it needs an extra. I won't edit this part out. It's pretty quick. I just use a manual machine, but it's pretty close to my desk. So I'm going to glue this on and offset it just a bit so that it looks like a shadow. And pop it up. So I am going to glue this straight down since the other one is pretty dimensional. I figured let's not add too much dimension to the card. And I'm about to slow down in real time so that you can see the finished product. I do add a couple of gold gems to this down at the bottom, just to zhuzh it up. And there you have it, a very simple wishing you a happy birthday card. Could go for a guy, could go for a girl, and I'm pretty happy with it. And here I'm thinking about, do I want to add a strip to the bottom? And I think I do. So I haven't been doing that in a lot of my cards, and I realized it, that I like that, and it's a nice touch when you have extra scraps to just add a strip of whatever to the inside of the card or something on the corner and give it that little extra something, little extra handmade surprise. So please give this video a thumbs up, and thanks you guys.